Hello, sports fans, and welcome to the Scott Sports 101 NFL Divisional Playoff Round Bills Ravens recap show. Because that game just went in the books now, just moments ago, a little while ago. The Buffalo Bills are going to their first AFC Championship game since 1993 as they beat the Baltimore Ravens 17-3 at Bills Stadium tonight. The Bills were sparked by cornerback Taron Johnson's record-tying 101-yard interception return for a touchdown in the third quarter that helped seal the Bills' win over the Ravens and send them back to their first AFC Championship game, as I said, since 1993. Now, the last time the Bills were in the AFC Championship game was January 23rd, 1994, as they played the Kansas City Chiefs and defeated them and earned their fourth straight trip to the Super Bowl. But as you know, they lost it to the Dallas Cowboys and are 0-4 in the big one. Now, it's all going to depend. Their opponent will depend on tomorrow's game between the Browns and Chiefs. And if the defending Super Bowl champion Chiefs win, the Bills will travel to Arrowhead Stadium for the game next Sunday at 6:40 p.m. Eastern. Now, if the Browns win, the AFC Championship game will be played in Orchard Park, New York, next Sunday at 6:40 p.m. Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson left the game with a concussion in the, I think it was the third quarter or the fourth quarter. And I'm going to give you the highlights of, there. I want to give you the highlights of this game right now. The first quarter, the Bills kicked a field goal. They got as close as their own 28-yard line, and they kicked a field goal. Bass's 28-yard field goal was good, and it was 3-0 Chiefs. It was 5 plays for 17 yards. And that was at the end of the first quarter, I believe. Yeah. Because the Ravens missed a field goal. Whoops. And then the Ravens had to punt, and then the was flipped, and the Ravens had to punt, and then that's when the Ravens kicked the field goal, and then they missed the field goal. Then in the second quarter, the Ravens missed a field goal, and then the Bills had to punt, and then the Ravens had to punt back, and then the Ravens kicked the field goal. They got as close as the 34-yard line, the Bills' 34-yard line, and Tucker's 34-yard field goal was good, and it was tied at 3 at halftime. And then the Buffalo Bills scored their first touchdown of the game. Josh Allen's pass short left to Stephon Diggs for the 3-yard touchdown. And Bass's extra point is good, was 10-3. Bills. I think it was the third quarter when Lamar Jackson got injured, had that concussion, and left the game. Because it was a net. And I believe it was the third quarter when they left the game, when Lamar Jackson left the game with a concussion. And then the Bills, this is what sparked them. Lamar Jackson's pass short middle intended for Mark Andrews was intercepted, and Taron Johnson at the Buffalo by Taron Johnson of Buffalo, and Johnson took it 101 yards for the touchdown. Bass's extra point is good, and it was 17-3. And in the fourth, it wasn't much. In the fourth, the Ravens had to punt. They went 3 and out and had to punt. Well, the Bills then, the Ravens went to punt at the end of the third, but the Bills had to punt in the fourth, and the Ravens had a turnover on downs, and the pass was intended for Huntley. Huntley's pass incomplete, deep right to Brown, and because that's who came in for Lamar Jackson after he left during the third quarter, and there was no gain. The Bills got the ball back, but they missed a field goal in the fourth quarter. And then the Ravens had another turnover on downs, and then it was no gain. I believe it was, and then it was on 4th and 10, and it was Huntley's pass incomplete, short middle intended for Mark Andrews, and that was no gain. And then it was pretty much, there were about 6 plays, and then the last 3 plays were kneels, as for Josh Allen kneeled, the Buffalo just took it, and then nonetheless, the Buffalo Bills, they win 17-3, and they are going back to their first AFC Championship game since 1993. And this was one of those games where the Ravens were limited to just 1 field goal. They only scored a 3-point field goal, and Lamar Jackson, injured with that concussion, his head hit the ground in the third quarter, and that's why he left and did not return in the rest of the third quarter of the fourth, and that's why Baltimore just struggled both offensively and defensively tonight in this game. Buffalo Bills get the game balls. Josh Allen, 23 of 37 carries and attempts, 206 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Devin Singletary, Devin Singletary, 7 carries, 25 yards, no touchdowns, but he does get a game ball. And Stephon Diggs, 8 receptions, 106 yards, 1 touchdown. So that takes care of the action for today. Of the 2 games for today, they're on the books because the Packers beat the Rams 32-18 in the first one, as you know. So both games are in the books, but we have 2 big games coming up tomorrow. First one's at 3:05, the Browns and KC at Arrowhead Stadium, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to wrap it up at New Orleans at 6:40. So we'll see what happens with those games tomorrow, because Green Bay and Buffalo are awaiting their opponents for the NFC and AFC Championship games. Well, that's just about going to wrap it up for the Scott Sports 101 NFL Divisional Playoff Update, Bills Ravens Update. And I'll be back tomorrow with the other 2. I'll have my Browns Browns NFL Divisional Browns Chiefs NFL Divisional Playoff pregame show, and followed by a postgame show, and then I'll do the late game, which is the Tampa Bay and New Orleans pregame show, and a postgame show for the Browns and Chiefs game. But until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day, in every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1. I'm done.